My loose idea right now is at least one video of each series per month. Only thinking how feasible that ends up being, but my sights are set. Welcome to Nicky D's Trains, where I always deliver, as promised, every time without fail. Today's high-flying adventure starts in the heart of Harrisburg, where I'm already about to take my first L of the day. There's an old steam plant across the tracks from where I plan on setting up, and around noon every weekday, a 3-chime whistle sounds to say, "Hey, it's lunchtime." I only learned this the last time I was out here when it caught me off guard and I missed it. I sort of caught it this time, but I was still a little late. Putting that behind me, I park and get set up. It's not too long until a train shows itself. It's a local made up of 7 cars and a lone Jeep.
Alright, so I'm going to take it to the 6 and I'm going to set blockers mark. When I take it back in there, I guess we can have it then. Alright, well then I'll set the blockers and come back out for around 3 then. Terminal 53 over. Go ahead through. 10 for Charlie. Aware of the form Y, 6903, over. Yes, sir, I am aware of it. I will never be. Right, giving you an okay time at 1210, that's 12:10 in a PM, over. Roger, is that for making where it's form Y? 10. I'm sending this back to you. Over. Roger.
Goalpost 112.9. Track 1. No defects.
As the local tucks back into the yard, I feel now is as good a time as any to let you in on a little secret. When I said earlier that not being set up for the whistle was my first L, that was only partially true. There was a three-way tie with two more that I took off camera. Engines 4003 and 4005 were both through Harrisburg on this day, both leading, and behind the 4003 was one of those former CEFX engines too. I didn't really expect to see the former, however I was expecting an update or something, but it just seemed to disappear off the face of the earth as soon as it crossed the Rockville Bridge. As for the 4005, the last report of it that I saw was east of Reading. I figured if something was coming from the same distance on the other side of me, I would catch it easily. The only thing I didn't account for was the rugged terrain to my west, so I check heritage units and this fella is in Thompsontown. So we're at 3L so far, and as a Keystone train pulls into the station, I think to myself that I'm surely in for a busy day and nothing else could possibly go wrong. Soon after, Amtrak 42 eases in, and I take that as my cue to head northwest for some trains out on the main.
42, slow clear out.
Drop it, three steps, Roger, drop 3, check total luggage, no stand by.
I'm also updating the L counter, as from what I could hear on the radio, there was a rolling meet on the Lurgan branch not even a half a mile from my spot here at Harris Tower. Neither train involved was even routed past me, which I could have known beforehand had I simply looked up both their symbols which I had been hearing on the radio practically since I got set up. Serendipitously, while on the highway, I noticed some rail cars crossing the Rockville Bridge onto the Buffalo line, so I got a few miles ahead and set up to catch the Northumberland turn with some fancy schmancy EMD power up front. Alright, go ahead and add another L to the counter. Pennsylvania winter means that I'm layered up to the point that I sometimes can't feel things through my clothes, such as here where my panhandle brushes up against my chest. Fast forward to my arrival at a spot between Newport and Millerstown I like to call 135. I call it that because it's at milepost 135. So far, it hasn't been very busy on the Pittsburgh line, but I believe good things come to those who wait. And wait. And wait. Until eventually the silence is broken by Amtrak 43, making some noise for the men at work. The ground is extremely muddy today at 135, so before I slip and fall, I elect to move to the other side of Newport to a spot I like to call 128. I call it that because it's at milepost 129. With how dead the line's been today, I figure the coast is clear and I get going. And there's another L, boys. Really makes you wonder where these trains have been all day. It's times like these, however, I realized how spoiled I really am. I'm complaining about seeing and being set up for what will end up as 8 trains on the day, whereas all over the country that could even be seen as a lot. I just so happen to have NS's main connection to Chicago in my backyard, and I promise you that is not lost on me. With that being said, however, this is some ass. Upon arriving at 128, it's another hour before the next train emerges, a westbound autorack with one engine on each end. After about a half hour, here comes a westbound intermodal making every bit of the 60 miles per hour it's allowed. Another thing that I'm a little bit spoiled by. Mere minutes later, another westbound emerges, this time slower, longer, and running wrong main. Over the next half hour, daylight dwindles fast, and we catch ourselves one more train before calling it a day. Not every day out on the road is going to be the best, but after everything is said and done, I'm happy to call this my hobby and already excited for the next time I can get out and catch some trains. The day might be over, but I take solace in the fact this also means no more L's for your boy. It's time to head home.
Southern milepost 131.7. Track 1, no defect.
Yup, one last L was in order. This was definitely one of the days that I've been out watching trains. Final train count is 8, final L count is also 8. I wish you all happy foaming and hopefully better luck than my own. I'll let my past self deliver a final thought fresh in the moment, but until the next time I record some voiceover, this is your boy Nicky D, signing off.